Most people assume the Panama Canal was built for one simple reason: to cut travel time for cargo ships moving between the Atlantic and the Pacific. But shaving weeks off a delivery schedule was a secondary benefit. The primary motivation for cutting a trench through Central America was fear. Maritime empires needed a permanent escape route to avoid a 620-mile gap of water wedged between South America and Antarctica. Today, we navigate deep space and move millions of tons of cargo on massive steel freighters. Yet commercial fleets still treat this specific patch of ocean as a strict no-go zone. The Drake Passage is a geographical anomaly. The massive collision of three oceans creates conditions modern maritime engineering was never designed to withstand. Look at the geography of the South Pole. The Drake Passage is the only place on Earth where the Pacific, Atlantic, and Southern Oceans collide. Because there is no surrounding landmass to act as a brake, the momentum of three massive bodies of water is funneled directly into this narrow corridor. This map shows the resulting bottleneck. The volumetric flow rate, the exact amount of water rushing through this space, hits 200 million cubic yards every single second. This bar chart visualizes that extreme pressure. The tiny sliver represents the Amazon River, the most powerful river on the planet. The Drake Passage operates with a flow 600 times stronger than the entire Amazon. This volume of unimpeded water creates rogue waves up to 80 feet tall, effectively turning the ocean into a blunt force weapon against any vessel. The extreme water volume is compounded by an aggressive thermal clash. Deep, freezing ocean currents radiating out from Antarctica at -5 degrees Celsius push upward. As they rise, this super-chilled water violently slams into much warmer surface currents flowing down from the north. This severe temperature disparity acts as a thermodynamic engine. It rapidly destabilizes the atmosphere above the waves and spawns an endless cycle of massive cyclones across the passage. The combination of infinite oceanic momentum and perpetual cyclone generation creates a self-sustaining storm engine. The historical record clearly reflects this brutal physics. When English privateer Francis Drake accidentally drifted into these waters in 1577, he quickly realized that pushing further south meant a guaranteed sinking. He turned his surviving ships back toward the coast. Decades later, the renowned British explorer Captain James Cook barely survived getting trapped in the passage's outer edges. In his journals, he explicitly warned other navigators that the region was entirely too hostile for human exploration. Those warnings were repeatedly validated. In 1914, Ernest Shackleton attempted to cross the passage to reach Antarctica. The violent waves shoved his expedition ship directly into glacial formations, entirely crushing the vessel. After abandoning the wreckage, Shackleton and 5 crew members spent a desperate month adrift in a tiny open lifeboat, constantly fighting off freezing spray and massive swells. By sheer luck, they eventually washed ashore at a remote whaling station on South Georgia Island. Shackleton later described the passage as the worst and most hostile stretch of ocean in the world. Modern engineering offers little protection against these variables. In 2012, a 100-foot wave picked up a heavily reinforced Brazilian luxury yacht and threw it into the ice. The crew barely survived a terrifying 4-day wait for the Chilean Coast Guard to extract them. Over 4 centuries of naval development have passed, yet the lethality of this 620-mile stretch remains absolute. Modern technology only changes the type of wreckage left behind. Despite its hostility to human life, this violent stretch of water acts as a critical circulation valve for the planet's ecosystem. The passage acts as a massive funnel. It captures millions of gallons of glacial meltwater peeling off the Antarctic ice shelf and forcefully pumps those freezing currents out into the Atlantic and Pacific. This distribution regulates global ocean temperatures and stabilizes our entire climate system. And right now, global logistics networks are watching this area closely. The Panama Canal, the very bypass we built to avoid the Drake Passage, is currently drying up due to severe regional droughts. With water levels dropping, fewer cargo ships can transit through Central America. If the canal's capacity falls too low, the global shipping industry will be forced back to the southern tip of the Americas, navigating either the narrow, fog-choked Strait of Magellan or braving the open waters of the Drake Passage. The Drake Passage remains a fixed geographic boundary. Even with our most advanced technology, the global trade route is still forced to bend around the violent, predictable physics of the Southern Ocean.